Good morning. I'm here to share a journal that is for a friend who's had a birthday. Her one request was yellow. So, it is a single signature made with my usual wrap a piece of craft card in some beautiful pattern paper. And there's the back. I've reinforced the spine with another piece of heavy craft card that I've embossed and then stamped Love is in the Air. So that's what I'm calling it. And she does like yellow roses as well, so I've done my best to try and find yellow roses. Okay, I've reinforced again the spine with Aida cloth. We've got okay, there's one yellow rose. At least it looked yellow to me. It's probably peach, but you know. Then we've got a little bit of doily on the top and the bottom. The anchor page is nothing more than a gorgeous piece of vintage tracing paper. Isn't that beautiful? Such a lovely color. The kit I've used somewhat is from Tsunami Rose, her sunflowers. I've also used some from Mrs. Cox. And just whatever's throughout. So there's a pocket, little number. This is an actual vintage photo that I found at an estate sale. I think. I don't know. I've had it in my stash for a while. This is that old calendar page with sprinkles of yellow and a couple labels, and then this beautiful green lined paper on the back for easy journaling. Oh, happy holidays. In case I don't tell you at the right time, happy holidays. So we've got a tag here with a die cut that I've stamped. I hope you can see that. Kind of a pale yellow. And friendship. This is an old trick playing card with some vintage wildflower book page. And then on the back, you've got this lovely journal spot that I've stamped. Hope everybody's doing well today. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so glad you're here. That's your paper. This is an old name address book from the 30s or 40s. I've taken it apart and printed, or scanned the page and printed it out onto parchment paper. I just thought that was a nice journal spot. All those lovely lines. Can't waste that. Some more of that lined green. And then there's an old greeting card with sprinkles of yellow. Lots of journal space there. And then a vintage postcard with beautiful yellow flowers. And I don't know when it's from. They ripped the stamp off, which ripped the date off. But anyway, I thought it was pretty. Tsunami Rose again. Stenciling throughout. The envelope is also Tsunami Rose, but the quote on the front, "For we carry the heavens with us," is a Tim Holtz. And then on the inside of this, I found an old book page with yellow flower. It's fun when people give you a color that you're not used to doing and you just want to look through everything that you have to see. What can I find that's yellow? Stenciling. I found this yellow piece of paper. When I get paper at estate sales, sometimes they'll come in like a big package of just all these papers that they've found in the estate and didn't know what to do with, basically. So this was one of them, and she had written down recipes on them, and this one is for snowballs, but it's got great journaling space on the front and the back with stenciling and Tsunami Rose, just beautiful yellows. A pocket that I made with one of her postcards, and this is Mrs. Cox, beautiful little girl in a yellow dress, on the back of a vintage index card. This is Mary Lou over at Porch Swing Designs, her long tall pocket with a label, and then I've stamped a green leaf on it. Inside we've got a tag that comes with it and a journal card. Lovely, lovely lines for journaling. Stenciling. Oh, whoever invented stenciling to put on journal pages, thank you. It is wonderful. Another Tsunami Rose, lovely lines. This is Mrs. Coggs, and I've wrapped it on the other side. So we've got this poem that I know it's kind of long, but it talks all about the yellow rose, and it is so romantic. It's such a romantic poem. And then I've stamped some Tim Holtz wildflowers on there. Oh, and of course, journaling on the back. Nice piece of parchment paper. And a journal card. And the other side, yellow on a playing card and yellow roses that I found from Mrs. Coggs. And this journal card with red, pink, and a yellow rose. A little pad of paper with some vintage note papers, playing game tally cards, and a piece of note paper with a beautiful yellow flower. Another Tsunami Rose, tea-dyed paper, another pocket, another Mrs. Coggs. This is from her Yellow in the Garden, as was that little girl. Just so pretty. And I made a long, tall floating pocket with Artie Mae's sunflower paper. And on the inside, this is just a piece of white, kind of the weight of watercolor paper. And so I've watercolored yellow all around, all over it, let that dry, and then stenciled florals on it. And this is also Mrs. Coggs, I do believe. And then you've got all that journaling space on the back. Just splashes of yellow. On this one, she's got a recipe for banana cake. I don't think I've ever had a banana cake. And a jam cake. Now, I know I've never had a jam cake. That sounds interesting. Another envelope, and a pretty one. In My Heart, I Know, that is also Tim Holtz. And on the inside, you've got a little floral yellow flowers journal card. And a tuck spot with great journal spot there. Another vintage greeting card with little yellow in there. All blank, lovely spot to journal. Or you can actually send it in the mail. A vintage postcard. This is the Equinox House in Manchester in the mountains, Virginia. No, Vermont. VT is Vermont, right? Vermont. And lovely spot to journal on the back, or you can send it. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome to get a vintage postcard in the mail? Last pocket, we've got the other part of the calendar page, splashes of yellow, and again the green. Oh, green and yellow, just so pretty together with purple. You can't lose. And I did have to trim this postcard down a little to fit in the pocket, but isn't that lovely? And nothing on the back, so you get to write on it or send it in the mail. That's awesome. And this is a tag that I've made with a vintage photo. This is from a family's trip that I found at an antique store from 1938, and they went to Norway on a trip. Oh, who knew? Look at those happy faces. They probably didn't even know what was coming, did they? History. History, history. Another altered playing card with the same type book page and lovely journal spot with its stamped butterfly. here's the back. It's my yellow journal, Love is in the Air. I hope she likes it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.